The first time I saw her, I didn't know she wasn't human. I didn't know she wasn't even from this galaxy. All I knew was that she appeared in my life during the loneliest winter of my existence, when the snow in Alaska buried the world in silence, and my research station was little more than a frozen tomb filled with humming servers and the smell of stale coffee. Her name, at least the one she gave me, was Lyra. She appeared out of nowhere, during a magnetic storm so fierce it cut off all communication with the outside world. I'd gone outside to reset one of the field antennas when I saw her, standing barefoot in the snow, surrounded by light that didn't come from the storm. Her hair shimmered like strands of liquid metal, her eyes reflecting constellations I didn't recognize. She looked fragile, confused, almost afraid. I brought her inside, thinking she was some kind of lost traveler, maybe a crash survivor. She didn't speak English at first, but within hours she began to mimic my words, repeating them perfectly, faster than any human could learn. When she finally spoke on her own, her voice had a resonance, like two tones layered, one human, one not. For months we lived together at that remote station. I taught her about Earth, books, movies, languages, even music. She was fascinated by everything, especially emotions. "You feel so much," she once said, pressing her hand against my chest. "Your heart changes like stars in motion." Somewhere between the research logs and the quiet dinners, I fell in love with her. And against all logic, she fell in love with me too. It was during the Aurora season when she finally told me the truth. She wasn't from any place humans could reach by rocket or radio. She came from Virith, a world orbiting a dying blue giant far beyond the edge of our telescopes. Her species were symbiotic entities, biological organisms intertwined with sentient energy, capable of bonding with other life forms. They were explorers, diplomats, and sometimes conquerors. She had come to Earth as part of an observation mission, to understand humanity before her people decided what to do with us. But she never sent her final report. 'Cause of me. When the Virithians came to retrieve her, she refused to leave. She told them she loved me, something that, according to her kind, was impossible. Their queen, her mother, gave her a choice: return home or be exiled forever. And so, one morning she was gone. No trace. No farewell. Just her pendant, a shard of translucent metal, left on my desk. It pulsed faintly for days before fading to black. That was 8 years ago. I tried to move on. I went back to teaching astrophysics, telling myself she was just a delusion born of isolation and grief. I dated, I traveled, but no one ever looked at me the way Lyra did, as if I were something rare and fleeting. Sometimes I'd dream of her, standing on alien shores beneath a crimson sky, whispering my name. Then last night the sky over Anchorage split open. A ring of light descended silently, like a celestial eye opening above the sea. Power grids failed across the city. Phones went dead. And I felt it, a hum deep in my bones, the same vibration I'd felt the night she appeared years ago. I drove to the coast. The air shimmered with static, and the ocean glowed an impossible shade of violet. From the heart of the light she emerged, unchanged, untouched by time. Lyra. Her eyes still held galaxies, her skin glowed faintly in the dark. But this time she wore armor that pulsed like living metal, etched with runes that seemed to shift and breathe. Behind her hovered a vessel unlike anything Earth had ever seen. Half organic, half machine, alive with pulsating veins of light. "Daniel," she said, her voice trembling, layered again in that alien harmony. "You're still here." I wanted to run, to scream, touch her, all at once. She stepped closer, the snow melting beneath her feet. "I told them I would return for you," she said. "I told them I would not forget." My heart was pounding. You left me, I said. 8 years, Lyra. You disappeared without a word. I had to, she whispered. They took me back by force. My mother, she erased my memories of you. But something remained, a fracture in the bond. When I became queen, I followed that fracture across galaxies. Queen, I repeated, my voice barely audible. She nodded. My mother is gone. I am the ruler of Virith now. And my people, they are coming. That last sentence hung in the air like a guillotine. Coming. For what? For Earth, she said. To claim it or to spare it. I am not yet sure which it will be. She explained that her empire had been watching us grow, fighting, inventing, destroying, like a young species teetering on the edge of enlightenment or extinction. Some among her council believed humans were a threat. Others saw potential allies. As queen, she had the final say. But there was one complication. Virithian law forbade emotional interference with species under observation. Her love for me was considered contamination. I need to see you, she said, stepping closer. To remember what I felt, to decide if your kind deserves a future. Her hand touched my face, and for a moment the world dissolved. I saw visions. Earth seen from orbit, billions of human lives flickering like candle flames. I saw the Virithian fleet in the void, waiting for her signal. I felt her power, her loneliness, her burden. You could save us, I whispered. Or destroy you, she said softly. If I fail to convince them that humanity is worth saving, they will purge your world. Swiftly, painlessly, like cutting away a diseased branch. We stood there as the wind howled and the stars trembled. Finally, she removed her crown, a living circlet of silver veins, and placed it in my hands. Show me, she said. Show me why I fell in love with you. Why I risked my throne, my people, my world. For 3 days I took her through Earth. What was left of it that was beautiful. We walked through forests reborn after wildfires, watched children play in the ruins of cities, and stood beneath the auroras where we'd first met. She watched everything with that same wonder, but also with sorrow. On the 3rd night she asked, "Do you still love me, Daniel?" "Yes," I said, because no amount of time or distance could change that truth. "But you're not just her anymore. You're their queen." She smiled faintly. A queen can still be someone's wife. Then she kissed me, and I felt the universe itself bend. Her ship, hovering miles above, pulsed in response. Across the cosmos, her people must have felt it too, the forbidden emotion of their ruler. When she finally pulled away, her eyes shimmered with tears of light. "They will come for me," she said. "They will not understand." "Then stay," I said. "Stay here with me." "I cannot. But I can choose." And in the sky above us, the stars rearranged themselves. Thousands of ships withdrawing, fading into the void. "Earth is free," she whispered. "For now. But they will watch. They will wait." Before dawn, she was gone again, leaving behind her crown, pulsing faintly with her heartbeat. Sometimes on quiet nights, I swear I hear her voice carried on the wind, whispering across galaxies. "I still call you husband." And somewhere out there, among a billion stars, the alien queen watches over us, torn between her duty and her heart, between her empire and the man she once loved on a frozen world called Earth.